Howdy friends out in YouTube land, Asenva here, and today we're going to be doing something super exciting. I have kind of a random review! So I'm very excited about today's review because it's one of the companies that I was really hoping to see one of the dolls up close. So, Lolita has a Western branch now called My Ballerina Dolls, and they asked if I wanted to see one of the dolls, and I said yes because I'm so excited. I was really curious to see how the bodies were like, and it was really hard for me to find any information on the dolls themselves, just because it's such like a small niche kind of set of dolls, and I feel like it's been rebranded or other companies have taken the Lolita dolls. Louli was the other name that it went by. Everything so far that I could find like checks out with them, so I was just honestly just very excited to see the doll. I'm actually going to be putting out a poll, and so maybe that's something you guys can be thinking about as you're watching the review today. But do you consider, I'm going to ask in the poll, do you consider dolls like the one I'm reviewing today to be BJDs? So I think this is like a hot question because a lot of people in the hobby, when they see hinge type joints, they just consider them to be just fashion dolls versus actual like BJDs. So just out of curiosity, I just kind of want to take that little poll with you all today, and then after you get to see the doll, I want to see what you guys think. So I got this nice long brown box, but it has the name on the box here, and it says Ballerina dolls, and they sent me the Snow Queen. So the cool thing about this series of dolls that they have, this first set that they have, is that they modeled them after the Nutcracker. So, woo! So right here is the Snow Queen. They actually also offer like a petite line. So this one is the 21, and that was another interesting thing too, is that they do it by inches. So this is the 21 inch, which is basically their version of like a 1/3 scale size doll. I compared her to my Doll Zone Lotus, who's 58 centimeters, and they're pretty much the same height. So these are pretty big dolls. This one is pretty big, so this is the larger one of the series that they offer. But like I mentioned, they do have a petite version as well. The petite versions are 12 inches, and 12 inches converted to centimeters is about 30 centimeters. So that would kind of probably fall more into the range of slightly bigger than a USD, but not as big as an MSD. So it's an interesting size that they have, but they do offer, like I said, these smaller ones and then these larger ones. So without further ado, let's go ahead and open her up and take a look. You can find the dolls on their website, which is www.myballerinadolls.com. The My Ballerina dolls made their debut back in 2015. They were created as collector's items modeled after the famous classical ballet, The Nutcracker. The dolls are made of a harder vinyl and with integrated plastic pieces into the joints. They have 18 points of articulation with double jointed elbows and knees. If you want to compare how they feel amongst other vinyl dolls, if I were to compare them to an Obitsu doll, I would say that the vinyl in an Obitsu doll is very squishy in different parts like the chest and then the head, as to where the My Ballerina dolls are actually very solid throughout the body. I think the jointing in this doll is very creative. In particular, I really like the hands, how they have a joint that can make the hand swivel, and it has a joint that can make it move up and down. I was very curious to see what the head looked like without the wig, so it was very surprising to see that they had Velcro already put onto the doll. They have a very cute little seal on the back of the head. In the inside of the head, you will see that the eye sockets are there, and they are actually hot glued into place. And as you can see in the inside of the head, there is no S-hook or other spring piece like the Obitsu dolls have. It is simply just the neck hole into the head. The rest of the body moves around quite nicely. The center torso can swivel from side to side as well as the lower torso. And everything moves quite flawlessly with the hinge joints that are in place for the elbows and for the knees. I was even surprised to see that the foot had a joint and can move forward and backwards a bit. Also, if you are enjoying this video, don't forget to like, and if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe either. I was a bit curious as to how other clothing and other wigs would fit on this doll, and so I tried a standard SD sized wig. This was an 8-9 wig, and I also tried on some standard SD size clothing. Everything fit the doll perfectly, so I feel like if you wanted to customize her or change her out into other clothing besides the ones that she comes with, that it is possible to do so. So my overall thoughts. I think it's a really cool doll, and I think it's really neat to get to see one in person because I really honestly, when I did my articles on some of the other vinyl dolls, like, it was hard for me to find information or reviews or what the bodies look like or anything like that. And I really am so happy to finally have seen one, like, in person. And honestly, if you put the price into consideration, so I'm gonna let you know the price. So on the website, it's currently, to this video, because I don't know if it'll change in the future, but currently to this video it's $195. So let's take a look at that number a little bit closer, okay? So most dolls usually don't even start at $200, like, in this size category. When you're looking at dolls that are in the 1/3 scale size, a lot of them start off in that $300 to $400 range, and that's like bare minimum, like nothing else included, it's just the doll. With that in mind, for a doll to be this size and at that price range, plus you're gonna be getting an outfit, a starter wig, starter makeup, eyes, things like that, shoes, all of that's already included at that price. I don't think that's a bad deal at all. I think this would be a great opportunity for somebody that wants to jump into BJDs but is not quite sure like how they're going to like them or not, because it's pretty much the same mechanics. Like, you know, you have a doll, you can dress it up, it fits into the 1/3 scale size clothing, so you can buy the accessories and wigs and things like that, and it would fit this doll. Now, I haven't tried, we haven't gotten there yet, about me trying to see if I could even remove the face up to customize it further. And then of course you saw when I opened it up in the review, the eyes are very much similar to how Volks used to back in the day hot glue their eyes in there. If any of you guys are, you know, the veterans in the hobby, you know, that was an interesting tidbit that we all went through. I think this doll is definitely customizable. You can do further, like, things to make it more personal. But the great thing is it just comes as a character already. So if you're like a die-hard, like, Nutcracker fan, or like, you know, you like, you know, that Christmassy, like, cutesy stuff, like, I mean, this is just a great buy for that too. So I think that this is cool for so many different reasons, and I personally, and I'll probably do some more videos on it, like, I don't know, like, again, like, I don't want to seem like disrespectful, but like, you know, if people do buy it just because they love the Nutcracker, that's awesome. But like, I think it's also awesome for people that just want to customize a doll and not have to break the bank. So I mean, I would, for science, like to see if I could take the face up off and take the eyes out, and, you know, you essentially would have just paid $200 to get a really cool movable body. What you have to keep in mind though is that since she is like that hard plastic, you do want to just be careful, like, with like cracking and things like that, avoiding of course heat and stuff, because that could actually possibly warp her body. So just be careful around those different things. The other thing too, just like Obitsu's, that I'm wondering about her, because I mean I just got her in, so I don't know how long, but it will take for this kind of problem to arise. But at least for the Obitsu's, because they have those hinge joints, eventually what starts happening is that this plastic, it starts wearing down. And for example, for my smaller Obitsu's, legs and arms start popping off real easy, like they start falling out really easy. Will that happen to her? I don't know, because her hinge joints are a little bit different. Like, I don't even think if I wanted to, like, I could take it out. I think it's actually integrated into whatever skeletal system is in the inside. I can't pull it off. The only other thing too that I would just be very cautious about is the head. So if you saw, there is no like S-hook, and there is no like the vinyl that's in here or the plastic that's in here. Like, her head doesn't feel squishy like our Obitsu friends. Like, our Obitsu friends like are really like, you can literally like squish them like a Barbie head. Hers is very solid. It's very dense. So I'm not even quite sure, like, if you took the head off, is it gonna go back on? I really don't know, because at the end of the day, I think the main mission of like this company was to make these collectible dolls as is. Same thing with all the other fashion dolls that are out there that are sold to look like a specific character or something from a show or something. You know, they're made to be sold like that and to be displayed like that. So this is just this is just the BJD collector in me that wants to customize things all the time, like thinking like how else I could change her up. But honestly, at the end of the day, you know, that's what they're selling them as, is the Nutcracker series. So even if you just decide to just keep her as is, just like this, and you just have her on your shelf and display her like that, she's beautiful as she is. And again, it's not bad of a price. It really isn't. Like, for a 1/3 scale size doll to have all the accessories and different things like that and like starter items, that's not bad at all. So some other interesting things that they kind of gave me the little about was, this is like themed after like a ballet, like a famous, you know, the Nutcracker's like a famous ballet. They're looking into doing Swan Lake as well, so I think that'd be really cool to see what kinds of things they come up with that. And then they're looking to try to do the rest of the Nutcracker roles as well. Right now they only have the Snow Queen, the Nutcracker Prince, and then and Clara. And since this is the Western branding of it, they're all actually located in California. So if you live within the States, they mentioned that they have a lot of dolls in stock, so things get shipped out pretty quickly if you order them and you live here in the States. Last but not least, you're gonna want to, if you are totally interested in this, they have a MBD, like points reward system. If this has not sold you already on these dolls, I've got a special thing for you. I kind of asked them, well, is there something special I can do for my viewers? I would really like to go ahead and give them a hookup of some sort. And if you use my special code, which is Asenva20, you'll actually get 20% off of your order. Big thanks so much to my Ballerina dolls for reaching out to me. I am so excited to finally get to have my hands on one of these dolls to take a look at them, because I thought they were so neat. And there's so many other dolls that are kind of like this that there's just not a lot of information out there on them. So I hope this kind of helped you guys out there too, that were curious about these kinds of dolls, and you get to kind of, you know, see how they move and how they pose and different things like that. And as always, if you have any questions or anything like that, please let me know. I think I would definitely love to do some more videos on these dolls, especially the customization aspect of it. And yeah, so be looking forward to that. As always, I hope you guys have a dollytastic day. Stay safe. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in another video soon. Bye! And don't forget to check out my blog, www.bjdlife.com, for more information about BJDs and also some fun articles.